This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm delighted to be in Hartlepool today, joined by trainer Neil Fannan. Neil, good to see you. How was Christmas? How was New Year?
Quiet, but that's how I like it. And surrounded by my family.
Excellent. Now, I'm here at Panos Ranch, as it's always called today, in full flow, everyone in training. Lewis there, preparing for April 4th, as we believe. What's the mood like in camp right now with these guys all preparing for big fights going into the New Year?
Yeah, it's good. But, you know, I've never really had anybody in the gym what's kept our mood down, you know, like we always upbeat, you know, like if you were just listening in and weren't watching the training, you'd think we didn't do anything, we just carried on. But fitness is one of our trademarks anyway.
I just wanted to start with Tommy Ward, Neil, because he's had to shoot, so we won't be able to get him on the channel today. But he looks like he's got a huge year ahead. He racked up 4 wins last year, 1 in America, he was out in Dubai. What are your expectations for him this year? Do you think he can nail down that world title shot finally?
Yes, I do believe that he'll have to get a shot this year, you know, and I know there's work goes on behind the scenes and that, but, you know, like, we're prepared to fight anybody, you know, just so it's, you know, and when you're prepared to fight anybody, eliminator, final eliminator, you know, we're just ready for a go now, so something has to happen, you know, he's 29-0 now.
With Tommy, there was talk that he could be actually on the Wilder Fury 2 bill. It now looks like that won't be happening. He'll be fighting on that April 4th show. Is that how it's going to be as you understand it?
Yeah, that's what I've been told, you know, so we're working towards that date. So, and what a night it'll be.
That it will. Obviously, top of that bill as we expect. No formal announcement yet, but it's sort of been made public by just about everybody, so it's common knowledge. Lewis Ritson behind us here. What kind of level opponent are you looking for, Lewis, and what are you hoping to get out of him going into what could be a huge year for his career?
You know, we're just... he's a work in progress still, but, you know, he's a good student. He's learning all the time, and, you know, we could just do with you know, keep stepping up in class because, you know, he's still got more to come. So we want to just keep working, picking the right opponents, what will give him the rounds and a bit of a test. You know, like it's at the level he's at. When you get to world level, there's no easy fights.
Now, obviously, there was a lot of talk about Lewis potentially facing Josh Taylor going into 2020. Josh has gone and signed with Top Rank. It looks like that fight won't be happening for the time being as he looks to become undisputed world champion. That said, if there is an undisputed world champion in the coming months, if he fights Ramirez, if one of them moves up, eventually, I know this is hypothetical, the belts could become free. Is the plan to sort of keep Lewis in at world level and get ready for if one of those belts could become available?
Yeah, you know, in an ideal world, you'd say after watching Lewis's last fight, and he's had 3 fights since the Patera, and looking at his last fight, you'd say another 2-3 fights or so, and he'll hit his peak, you know, and so you think if you're going to fight for a world title, it wants to be when you hit your peak. So we know we'd take a one now, you know, whatever chance we got, but it's not. You know, like I say, in an ideal world, and I know boxing isn't an ideal world, you take the opportunities when they come your way, but ideally we'll get a couple of good fights and then world title fight.
I just want to go back to the Robbie Davis Jr. fight, because the last time you and I saw each other was in the build-up to that fight. Fantastic fight on the night, a domestic fight, the contender for sure. How happy were you with what you saw from Lewis though? Because there'd been doubts from some quarters, I know not from yourself, as to whether he was a 12-round sort of championship fighter, whether he had that engine, and he proved everybody wrong, and then some.
You know, I know it's easy to say, oh, I told you so, but Lewis, I told Lewis's dad, I told Phil Jeffries, when I watched him against Patera, I said, there was, you know, people saying, "Oh, is he as good as you thought?" and this, that, and other. And I told them, I said, from what I've seen, he's better than what I thought. I thought, you know, like, give me 12 months, and we'll show. So it was no surprise to me, like the progress he made in the 12 months, and it'll be no surprise to me. It's like, a few people said, "Oh, he looks half handy now. He looks that," and but it's like what's his weaknesses? Because I'm not spotting any, you know what I mean? And so I think, am I missing something, or are they not there? You know, he has a good engine, a good chin, he's as brave as a lion, and good stamina. You know, he had decent stamina before, but he wouldn't run or anything like that. So, you know, like you couldn't question his stamina, or you couldn't assess it. But like now you can assess his stamina because, you know, he trains that hard. So
just wanted to pick your brains on another fight before I let you go, Neil. I appreciate you all having me up here today, and I believe my car is blocking Lewis Ritson in, so we'll try not to take it too long. Next month, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, the rematch, WBC world title out in Las Vegas. Just wanted to pick your brains on this as a good boxing mind. How do you see the rematch playing out, and what adjustments does each man have to make?
I think Tyson Fury will outbox him. I think he'll outbox him easier than he did last time, and because he maybe's underestimated how hard he hit, you know, and but like if he goes in there and boxes a little bit as if he's a bit scared, I think, you know, because bearing in mind most heavyweights can knock another heavyweight out. It's the secret is not to take a man's best shots, and I just believe that he'll go in there and he'll dodge the Wilder's biggest shots. But I am a Fury fan. I think he's made boxing a little bit more exciting and entertaining, and so a little bit of that's me willing him to win.
We had the press conference last week in Los Angeles. There's plenty said between the two of them. Deontay Wilder said he was going to punch him out the ring. Tyson Fury said he was going to come out bombing looking for the knockout. Do you believe Tyson when he says that?
No, I'll tell you what it is. He's the king of the mind games. Yeah. He's the king of the mind games. You know, he's but I do believe that he's a genuine fighting man. You know, like I believe that he loses no sleep before fights or anything. You know, just I think the pressure will be more on Wilder than on Fury.
Now, Tyson Fury himself speaks someone very highly in this gym, Tommy Ward. He's a very big fan of his. Do you think we could expect to see them share a bill at some point in the future with Tommy Ward eyeing up maybe Navarrete or someone of that sort?
Well, it would be nice, you know, because, you know, they both have a travelling background. And one thing about travellers, they back their own, you know, and which I think everybody should do, you know, like not get on people's back and, you know, go negative over people, you know, and so that's one of the reasons. But they do personally know each other and have respect for each other, which is good.
Neil, I'm going to let you go. I've kept you all here long enough, but thank you as always, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you when we've actually got official fight news as well. But thank you as always, speaking to Boxing Social.
Thanks very much for coming.